All right, so something I never told anyone before. I think it's interesting. I think probably around like 16, maybe like 16 going on 17. At age 16, I was coming out of high school, DJing and all that good stuff. And me and my brother, my older brother, we in my room playing with some records. And I had a little sampler and I'm working with some of the records that we have. And at the time, it was the song How High by Redman and Method Man that came out. And I had the acapella, so, I'm playing with the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 with, on the sampler that was on my DJ mixer. And he had an idea, Shorty got them sugar drawers. So he said that Shorty got them sugar drawers into the microphone. I sampled him doing that. Sampled the Redman and Method Man 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 and put it together. And so we just playing around and, we put it together, put it on a tape. And I took it it was a guy by the name of K-Life. I don't say was, because he's still around. He doing his thing named K-Life. And he used to do a lot of club records for Scotty B and Sean Caesar, Unruly Records. And so we gave it to K-Life. K-Life liked it, and he recorded it for Unruly. So next thing I know, a record out on Unruly Records, Shorty got them sugar drawers, which was funny because that's far from the type of music that I do and probably would have did even back then. But Scotty B like, come past the record store, I got something for you. Came past the record store, he put a couple dollars in my hand for the record. It's a record out there called Shorty Got Them Sugar Drawers with my name on the credit. It's a club record. I never told anybody about it, but the funny thing about it is the name of the record, Sugar Drawers. That's it, man, for me.
What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Living Good Livin Talks, and I got a very distinguished guest over here, the one and only Mr. Vargas.
What's good, man? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Nothing much, man. It's a beautiful day here. Yeah. But enough about me. Let me get into you. You accomplished a lot, and I can tell your accomplishments, but I would like you to tell the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't like to talk about myself like that in that way, but yeah, I'm an artist, producer, songwriter. Had done music for radio, television. Had some placements as well as some of the things that I'm doing now. Bigger artist awards for the last couple of years, finalist in that situation. Creative Crossroads, resident producer for Motor House Theater in Baltimore, as well as being a part in the current president of the Grammy chapter for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And really just a servant leader at heart, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. You're a master of many trades.
Well, I'm not gonna say a master of many trades because all of it has something to do with music. All of it is around music.
So music is the staple and everything branches off of that. So you mastered the music and now you work on everything else.
Well, everything is connected to the music. So the music that I've done, like if it was a radio commercial, it was a music commercial, it was a jingle or something like that. If it's a television commercial, it's a music commercial for maybe an urban store or something like that. You understand? Crossroads producer. I was a music producer for the theater to curate programming for music. You know what I'm saying?
Theater, that's hard.
Well, it's a great experience. I'm saying it was. It's over in June. It's a great experience, and yeah. So it's all around music. I mean, artist, producer, DJ, drummer. I play a little bit of keys. Creative writer.
You do everything.
I don't.
Most everything. Wow, you really hold a lot of hats. Well, one quick question: where does that stem from? Like, when did it originate that you like to get your hands in many things?
Probably like, because I started out really like putting my hands to something was the drums.
Okay.
And, you know, playing drums for a while, you know, my pops, he like, man, you should learn how to play the keyboard. I didn't want to play the keyboard, but when I got into high school, I took keyboard classes.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I was also DJing. I think DJing stood out to me because a buddy of mine, he had got 2 turntables and a mixer. I'm on his stuff, and this at the time when like Jukebox was out.
Jukebox.
You may not remember that. You may not either. Jukebox was like, it was a channel where you got to call and pay money to see a video play.
Wow.
And so this was like, at this time, that's how Ja Rule and them got on. Different like artists would get on because they would keep calling.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones. I don't think Mike Jones was on it, but NWA, like they was on it.
That's
like,
fire.
Yeah, this around that time.
Redman, whole nine.
EPMD Redman.
Wow.
Not Redman and Wu-Tang, but the EPMD type of Redman. Yeah. So, you know, I saw somebody with the turntables, and then my buddy got them, and I started with him, and you know, I took it on and pursued it more. And so, you know, all of it, like, I think it all makes me a better music creator, period. You know what I'm saying? So I could approach writing a song or producing a song different from being a DJ, from being a drummer.
You have different perspectives. Okay.
Exactly.
Wow. And plus, you've been through decades of music. How did that make you to who you are today? Because I've seen the likes of J. Cole, Drake, Jay-Z develop with the music. They don't put out the same sound they used to. How did you develop in that respect?
Well, it definitely has been developed. So here's the thing. I started going to the studio in 1997, and this is like the ADAT era, and basically, of course, I've gotten better. You know, of course, I've grown and all of that. If I listen back to my music from then, I sound like a child. You know what I'm saying? My voice is just like, yo, what is that? But I'm saying all that to say, about 20 years of all of that, and I finally feel like I have a groundbreaking body of work of my career.
You've been building up to this point.
But not even consciously, just being persistent, being consistent, you know what I'm saying? And continuing to do what I know I'm called to do, you know what I'm saying?
Something you love.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's something you would tell like a rookie in the game. Be persistent, do it because you love it.
Absolutely. And know you called to it. Like, you could love it, but it's so many facets of the music industry where it's something else you could do.
Yeah.
Just because you love music don't mean you have to create it.
Like Joe Budden doing podcasting. It's
Exactly.
a whole different angle.
Exactly.
He's actually really good. He's a really good MC.
He's very good. He created that whole platform of where he at now, and I think that's dope. But see, the difference is when you're new and you're starting out, like, there's going to be peaks and valleys in your career of music. And if you're not prepared for it, it may take you 15 years to get you to where that peak is.
Okay.
So if you don't have the consistency and resilience and all that, you'll give up before that 15. And you don't have no detectors to say, all right, year 14 and a half, that's when you gonna make it.
Okay.
Or that's when something great gonna happen.
Okay.
So keep going. You don't have detectors for that. So if you don't know that you called to this thing, you're gonna give up. You're gonna be like, man, bump it, forget it. But if you know and you persistent with it, like I think about the artist Her.
Yeah,
Think of how long she's been
so
doing.
dope.
But how long?
Years.
6'5",
Yes.
4 years old.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she had many valleys. And now we just celebrating who she is.
Very true. May I give you another example? Rest in peace, but Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle.
Nip Marathon. One of my favorite artists.
A long time.
I'm talking about decades.
Yeah. So you gotta know you called, and of course love it. But even other than love it, like you gotta know that the world needs it. Because if not, then you could love it, but you could love it from a distance.
Okay,
You got family you love from a distance.
Okay, so you consider yourself a gift to the world. You give them to the world through your talents because it's your calling to do that.
I consider what I have is a gift, not me per se, but
Okay.
the music that I can offer or my perspective that I can offer
Okay.
is a gift for somebody else's perspective.
Okay. That's a very well put quote. Let me ask you, what's your process of making a song, or even composing a beat, or even hearing out the music? What's your daily process? I'm curious.
Yeah, I think my process is more always for me is more drums first, just because
Okay.
drums
That's where you start off.
Exactly. And if the drums knocking, then like maybe some chords or something, and whatever I can't do, after I do a few things, I'll get some other experienced musicians in to come in and maybe put a horn or something, a
Okay.
bass line or something, add different things that I can't do. But that's normally my process of making a track or production. And then I'll write to it. And me writing to it is, I gotta have a concept first. I gotta know what I'm talking about.
Have grounds.
If I don't, I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about. So, and I don't like just doing something and not having no goal, no subject matter. I have to have a subject matter. That's because I'm a creative writer. That started in school too, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my process.
Wow, you're very goal oriented. I could already tell. Where did that originate from? Where do you stem your influences from in your life?
Goals, I think my goals came probably like, don't quote me on this, but
Okay.
I remember being young and working in high school, working at Phillips Seafood Restaurant,
Wow.
working in the kitchen. That was a prep run, and I would get my checks, and I wouldn't cash my checks. I would just put them in my shoebox.
Okay.
And so my goals was to be able to save my checks until I really needed to cash them. You know what I'm saying? So I think I probably was saving like maybe 7, 8, 9 checks before I even cashed the checks. You know what I'm saying?
At a young age too. That's amazing.
At a young age. So that was goal. And then DJing and selling mixtapes. So I'm saying all that to say my goals was, let me bank some money and let me be let me hold tight with spinning. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to do that. So
I would say that you like to wait until the timing's right. You have a lot of patience, and you consider your musical journey a marathon.
you got it, right? You got it, man. Like, yeah, like, and not that I want to have patience, but I think the wisdom is knowing that patience is good. Patience, it's a great thing on the other side of patience if you're patient for it. And then throughout that, like, sometimes we don't enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the moment.
You gotta enjoy it, because if not, then you can look back and say, once you get to that goal, then it's another goal you gotta create. Then it's another one you gotta create. And when you look back, you're like, man, I haven't had time to really enjoy what I did accomplish. And so you have to enjoy those moments, enjoy the journey, and some of that's a part of patience. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I didn't get it yet, it's all good. Let me celebrate where I am, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy to do that all the time.
Yeah, it's life. Life has its...
Sometimes you want the picture bank, but...
Yeah, even I feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, but you never know who watching. You never know who looking.
You're right.
Who want to see your patience and all those different things. And so, yeah, it's a...
Let me say a quote. It's in beauty and the struggle, ugliness and success. From J. Cole. I think that's a good way to look at, the struggles we go through in the music industry. So there's a lot. And would you mind telling me some of your struggles when you first started? share your story.
Yeah, one of my big struggles was when I started recording. I had a crew, it was 5 of us,
Okay.
and we had a guy from Epic Records. He signed acts to Epic Records. He was interested in the crew.
Okay.
So we signed the contract, and basically he heard like a couple demos that I put together for the group, and he was like, "Look, I can get you 200,000 for this overseas right now. Let's do it." And I'm at the time I'm scared. I'm like, "Nah, man." I'm like,
That's throwing you into the fire.
yeah, man. It was just talking about it like that, and the way he did it, the way he came all the way from LA to be more.
Yeah.
And he was also signing Rough Ends at the time too. I don't know if you know who Rough Ends, but anyway, long story short, basically, little by little, my crew disseminated. You know what I'm saying? And when you used to doing records and you used to, all right, all I gotta do is one verse.
Yeah.
It's easy. I'm good. To a point of where you gotta do a whole song by yourself.
I could imagine all the takes. Wow.
It wasn't as I had to adjust to it. And then having them around, having the security blanket of having others around all the time.
Okay.
We did a lot of things together. We would hang out together. One of my partners, we would even, let me hold that, let me hold, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me hold your shirt, let me get your jacket this week, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And none of us are enemies, but it's just that it didn't work out like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a struggle for me because I had to readjust to being by myself and knowing that I could stand by myself.
I see. So, from your point of view, and it's a common point of view, elevation requires isolation. Wonder why is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like sometimes I think sometimes it's not for everybody. Where you're going, And so some people, things are better off for them somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And so as much as we try to take everybody where we're trying to go, it's not always the best. Yeah, it's definitely impossible.
Wow. Well, I mean, I definitely feel that way because, I have my own team. It's like some of them are good at these things, but they're not good at those things. I think it's more so we realize that if we want to get somewhere, it's up to us at the end of the day. And in this music industry, it's very cutthroat, as you know.
Yeah.
You have literally 2.5 seconds to grasp somebody's attention. That's very minimal. What are some things you tell yourself when everything's against you? When those days where you feel down, what do you tell yourself to keep you going?
Sometimes, like when it's days where I feel like that, I'll go back to my older content.
Okay.
And listen and again enjoy the things that I have done and the moments that has brought me to where I'm at. And those things encourage me a lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you could forget about everything else when you're in the present.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When you're working towards a goal, you can forget about some of the other things. And so I'll go back to those things, prayer always, you know what I'm saying? My wife, she encouraged me too, because sometimes it's not easy when you're trying to reach certain things, and it takes time, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But definitely going back to older content and just being like, man, I said that, or I said this, what was I thinking? I don't even know what I was thinking when I said that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's those things help me, and it make me be like, dang, I still got more in me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even, the surface ain't even scratched, you know what I mean?
Wow, that's a good way to look at it. You're still in your prime.
I'm still in my prime, because it's, again, other than me being an artist and vocally being on the microphone, I write songs. So it's people I want to be able to have the songs that I've written. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then when I get to the age where I really want to be, I want to be able to conduct at the symphony. That's the way I want to retire as an orchestra conductor.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying? So
that's unique. I don't hear that much anymore.
yeah, so it's like it's still gonna be a part of me, man. I just when I'm old, walking to the
That's
orchestra with
grassroots.
tux. You
That's
know what I mean?
grassroots.
My wife, she got a sequence on, and I
Wow.
get to do all of this. Like, I look forward to that day, but when that comes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going until it comes.
Just curious, that's like the origins of music. You talking about grassroots, instruments. Ooh. Oh, and there's not many African American people in that industry. Just a quick question, in music, it's hard, what I know is very hard being a black musician, just because of the simple fact that you have so many stereotypes and stigmas put against you. How do you face those challenges? And how do you work to, make sure that people see that black musicians can, be positive people, positive influences?
Yeah. Well, for one, living it out. I think some of the things I do, the way I carry myself, that's one. That's the first thing. Because, I'm not going to be wilding out.
I see.
Even if the situation called for it, I think I just think
Composure.
Exactly. And I know I've lost my composure before, and I don't ever want to be there again. You know what I'm saying? And then also through my content, it's always for me to be able to show that and show a different side of, a black person, or, show that, I try to give hope through my music, through lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully healing at some point for people and stuff like that.
Like meditation.
Just, I don't want to say meditation, but when I say healing, I'm saying because, some people go through a lot of different things in life, and they'll look to art for therapy,
Very true.
and for healing. And so, when music, when you listen to music, you can have something that can cause you to be even more frustrated, and you just want to go and beat somebody up with a bat or something, or you can have something that can help you calm down and think a little bit. And so normally my content is more in that perspective of you listen to what I'm saying, you think a little bit, like, okay, I see what he's saying, all right. And hopefully that can help touch something in your heart and make you feel a little bit better about what's going on. I ain't gonna tell you grab something and do this, do that.
You want meaning with it, deeper purpose.
Yeah.
I like that. And I would say that I do the same thing. I like to listen to musicians that I can relate to. What are some of the musicians that, as a musician, you just listen to and like, dang, they really are saying stuff that I can relate to, or they relax me?
Oh man, that's good. Man, that's good. So musically, period. I'm gonna say
Yes.
musically, period.
Yes.
Like, I like to listen to older music too. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like, I like Duke Ellington.
Oh yes, and I did a book report on him when I was 5, so I'm very familiar.
Yeah, Nina Simone. You know what I'm saying?
Classics.
I like, it's a group called Hillsong United. I really like them. Artist by the name of Brooke Frazier. Hip hop wise, for me, I like people like, even though I got my favorites, which are like, you got your, of course, my Big Daddy Kane and Rakim.
Man, that's an era right there. You talking about Smooth Operator?
Cool G Rap, Nas, Jay-Z, AZ, and them. But aside from them, somebody who I feel like I can relate to would probably, other than being some things that they say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than being some of that, on my level, I would say maybe would be like, it's an artist by the name of Just Fire Life or something like. He's a dope hip hop artist, and just because of the spiritual walk that he has, you know what I'm saying, and I have a spiritual walk too, and so not that we go through the exact same things, but relate to growing up in the hood, and you know what I'm saying, and surpassing certain things that come your way, stuff like that.
I see. And you mentioned the hood, Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Describe, how did it influence your music? Because Baltimore has a great music history.
Yeah, no, it has shaped my music. Because I don't know no other way.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent more than half of my life in the hood. So,
wow.
Because of that, that alone has shaped most of my life. You know what I'm saying? And it's made me better. There's others who I've seen succumb to the pressures in the hood, hustling illegally and things like that. And thank the Lord I'm not one of those people. I was able to surpass those things and find my way out. And music was one of those things that helped me not to do those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Being able to DJ parties and be in tune to music and really breaking down music, or listening to albums and reading the credits and stuff like that. Like, I could spend 2-3 hours when I was younger sitting at the record player and listening to the album from start to finish and looking at the credits and wondering who the writer was or who the engineer was and stuff like that.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Those things, that was something that I was interested in, you know what I'm saying?
It took your mind away from what was going on.
Exactly. So that kept me from doing some of the things that my friends was doing.
That's wonderful. That, kind of reminds me of the Nipsey and Tupac stories, where they had, in Jay-Z, where they used their art to get away from a situation that wasn't ideal. But there's also beauty in the hood. I think a lot of people overlook that just to see all the hood violence. Sometimes it's not. Maybe
it's community too. Like, yes. it's when I moved out the county, 'cause I lived out the county when I got married for like 8 years or something like that, and I realized that it wasn't as community oriented as it was in the city, in the area where I'm from.
Okay.
Because across the street, next door, people know who each other. People know if somebody don't belong on the block. They know if a stranger knocking at your door trying to get in your door or something. Somebody seen it. Somebody knows. Somebody gonna look out for you.
I see.
If you've been in that neighborhood for a good amount of time, whereas maybe in another neighborhood somebody may not. You know what I'm saying? So it's good things, and I'm not saying the hood is bad. I'm just saying that the hood has shaped me, my music, my perspective on life, all those things for the better.
Wow, that's a very good way to put it. It sounds like your life is a movie. That's a quick question. If your life was made into a movie, what would you name it and why?
I don't know what I would name it. I don't know, Echelon Bond or something.
Echelon Bond?
Yeah.
Based on a true story. Who would direct it? Spike Lee? Jordan Peele? Steven Spielberg?
What's the lady director?
Oh, is it Alvara?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how to say it.
Maybe her.
That would be unique. Who would play you? Growing up. Not now, just growing up. Who would play you?
Growing up?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I ain't into the actors like that. I don't know. I have no idea. Who?
Just.
I got a nephew. If he wanted to play me, he looked like me.
That's interesting. That's kind of like what an NWA movie had. Ice Cube's son.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take. For you, I would probably have Most Def, because for some reason you just remind me of Most Def. Just your music, your spirituality, growing up in the hood, you in that Most Def Tropical Quest thing. Maybe Kendrick. That's the number one. But that'll just be interesting to see your life narrated as a movie. Probably have Morgan Freeman, you know. Hey, it could happen.
Man, look.
I like speaking these things to existence.
Hey,
you know?
man, I'm not against it at all. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm not against it. It would be nice to see how that play out, and you know, and to see and to make some money from it.
Of course, this is another avenue.
Another avenue.
We as creatives, we have multiple streams of income. And that would be my next question. How do you generate your multiple streams of income?
Just being creative,
Okay.
using my talent, my gift, you know, using my gift of music, using the things that that I've been instilled with. You
Okay.
know, I own a company, and you know, thankfully the company is doing well. But it's all stems from music and creativity. It started with music, you know. Like I said, radio commercials, jingles, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how my company started.
Through your passion and love of music, you can develop multiple streams of income. That's honestly, that's the American dream.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't say that because I feel like they give up too early.
Yeah, no, a lot of people give up too early. But you know, that's why you gotta know you called. Because if you know you called, the times you really want to give up, you can hold on. Because you know you're holding on for something. You're not holding on just thinking something may or may not happen. And so, for me, you know, if I never be the person that's like a billion people looking for me, that's not the end goal for me.
Okay.
If that happened, great, wonderful. But if I can influence enough people, you know what I'm saying, through my music, through my voice, and then speak for people who don't have a voice, you know, and be able to do it and live well and have a great life from it and not want for anything, that's good enough.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather the fortune over the fame.
Well, fair enough.
The fortune to get you further. The fame, you gonna be broke. The fortune allow you to leave a legacy, allow you to do more, allow you to really help people and take people from one place to another.
That's a great way to look at it. That you have a lot of insight and wisdom. This is going to lead me to my next question. Since you said leave influence, leave a legacy, how would you define yourself as an influencer? And how would you tell like a musician or producer to be an influencer in a positive way, like yourself?
I know I'm a trendsetter in certain ways.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know that, and I know different artists look to me for that. And then also being able to do things that I feel like maybe somebody else is not doing. And I know artists learn from that, and they'll do it too, especially if I do it and it's successful. I just say be, you know, it's easy to follow the crowd.
I see.
Like, it's super easy just to be like, oh, they did it, let me do it.
Okay.
It's not the easiest to say, oh, they did that, I don't want to do that. How can I find my voice? How can I do what's going to make me stand out? And what is it that make me stand out? You know, that's a little bit difficult because people, it takes time for that. That patience that we talked about earlier.
Marathon?
Exactly. So, but I encourage people to take, you know, find your voice, find what you feel like makes you different, makes you unique. And, you know, some people, they'll be proud about it, and some people, no, they follow everything. They follow the wave of everything. And when that wave going this way, you gotta have the ability to say, I'm going this way.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Stand out.
Exactly.
In a good way.
So,
and that word trend setting, I feel like everyone who's ever influential was a trendsetter. Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, Lil Wayne, they all started a trend which ended up influencing a lot of musicians. Define trends, and what does it mean to be a trendsetter? Because a lot of people don't really understand the concepts.
I think when you're able to do something that causes other people to shift what they're doing,
Okay.
to do what you're doing. You know, to try to do what you're doing, maybe the way that you do it, and they've seen that you had some success with it, so they try to do it the exact same way, or maybe they'll put a little spin on it and do it a little bit different, but instead of creating your own lane, it's just, you know, you walking in the foot of somebody else lane who already paid that lane. And sometimes that's cool too, but I think that, you know, it's always good to be able to, you know, be yourself, be different.
Love yours.
Be different, man.
I like that. I like that. This has been a wonderful conversation. And I know you got some music on the way, some projects, but let's not get into that much, but give the audience a brief summary of what you got coming up.
Yeah, so we just dropped the single Still Gooch. Hope you guys get a chance to hear that. I'm excited about that song. And later this summer, I have the body of work that I was talking about, groundbreaking body of work. It's called Influence of a Crown. And it's different. It's not like anything you've ever heard. And I do believe that this is 9 songs. This body of work is going to be a classic. It's going to be able to go places that some of my music has never been. You know
Where has your music never been? I'm curious. You've been in the industry for a while.
I mean, I'm just saying places that has never been like, you know, more in mainstream places and things like that.
Oh, I see.
You know, because of the style, because of the way it's done, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but I could tell you off camera, but you know what I'm saying, I want to, you know, it's just, it's crazy. And I'm going for a Grammy with it, so hopefully, you know, something great happens from that, but, you know, if not, but if not, you know what I'm saying, this body of work is just, it's
a legacy.
That I've ever done before, I believe so.
I love to hear it. That's wonderful. It's been a great conversation. Maybe drop your social medias and where you can find
please. I'm trying to get my social media up right now. Something that I wasn't never really tuned in like that. But follow me on Instagram at Vargas, Facebook Vargas Music. Definitely like that page. I'm only focusing on them two. I can't do all the social platforms. It's too much. It's too much of a hassle. So those two, I'm really trying to make sure I kind of build that following.
I see. That's wonderful. And this is another episode of Living Good Living Talks with the wonderful Von Vargas. We talked about a lot of important subjects. What I want you guys to take from this conversation is to never give up. It's a marathon, not a race.
Absolutely.
When it's hard, we don't give up. This is Living Good Living, and we're out.